It is time for Making Connections, and this is where we meet people right here in our community who make up the colorful fabric of Korean society and then hear their stories. And in the studio today, we are joined by the very lovely Lara Benito, or Lee Ah-young. That's her Korean name. She's a Spanish YouTuber turned contestant of Top Goal, or in English you say Top Goal Rhapsody. And this is a K-pop survival show where non-Korean contestants perform very popular Korean songs from the 80s and 90s and up to the 2000s. They perform the song first in Korean and then in their own native language. Her version of Baekjeong's 잊지 말아요, I saw it last night. It had over 1.7 million views on YouTube, and she was the winner of the first round of the competition. So welcome, Lara.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for coming in. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
All right. So I did give a brief introduction of you, but if there's anything that I missed out or if there's anything you'd like to say to our listeners to say hello, now's your time.
Well, there's nothing much to add to that. A part of the fact that I was so surprised to get those many views in the YouTube. I was like, what is happening?
Well, the song itself, 잊지 말아요, is a favorite song, but I have to say your edition, it brought goosebumps. And tears to my eyes as well. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Was it a favorite song of yours as well? Is that why you chose it, or?
Yes, actually, I saw the drama Iris, where it came up first
From the
for the
OST?
first time. Yeah, and I love OSTs because I love dramas, and that was one of my favorite songs from that era. Yeah.
But so I thought you were a professional singer.
Oh, thank you.
But as I introduced you, you're originally sort of more known, I guess, in Korea before your appearance here anyways, as a YouTuber and maybe even a model as well?
Yeah, I've been doing modeling, I've been doing YouTube, and I've also been doing a little bit of 방송, like
just broadcasting
TV.
on entertainment shows?
Yes, I've been trying to be an entertainer in Korea.
You are succeeding already. I think you're an all-round entertainer. Yes.
Well, thank you. So yeah, that was basically my career in here, and I never really expected to get that much attention, I guess, but I'm very, very grateful.
How many subscribers or people do you have to your YouTube channel? I believe that's quite popular too, right? Lara Land? Is that
Yes,
right?
I actually have two channels. One of it is in Korean, and that one has like 73,000.
Wow.
And the Spanish one is actually more popular. It has, I believe, almost 190,000 people.
Wow, that's amazing. But it doesn't compare to the 1.7 million views you got for your appearance on the show.
Yeah.
So tell us how you got to be on the show.
Well, actually, through my YouTube in Lara Land, I sometimes do YouTube cover. I do music covers.
I see.
And I did one cover, and the channel contacted me, and they said, "Do you want to do this?" And I thought it was a very beautiful opportunity to participate in this kind of program and make these songs more known also abroad.
Exactly, yes. I noticed a lot of the comments underneath that video were in Spanish, I believe.
Yes,
Yes,
they are.
yes.
Yes.
So when I'm not, of course, a music critic, but I noticed when you sing it in Korean, it does sound very similar to the original version, Baekjeong's version. But then when you switch in the latter half of the song to Spanish, it sounds very different. Again, of course, the language is different, but it almost seems like you undergo a transformation.
Right.
Am I sort of right in thinking that?
Well, that happens even when I'm speaking, because my
Yes.
tone changes even when I speak in Korean, I speak like this. I'm very cute. And when I
higher
speak in
tone?
Spanish, I very deep tone.
Uh-huh.
But I also think because I wanted to do sort of tribute. In no way I wanted to be, I wanted to like overcome Baekjeong, or because she is amazing.
She
I
is.
really, really look up to her. But I wanted to give this song a little tribute to her in the first version and then make it my own. I think that
Right.
was the most challenging thing to do.
Did you do the translation yourself into
Yes.
Spanish?
Yes, I did.
That must have been a challenge.
Actually, not really. I am a linguist myself. My degree is on English
I
language,
see.
but we also study translation. So I have a little bit of a background on how to translate in general.
Right.
And I knew from the very first time, from the get-go, that I had to not translate literally, but translate in chunks.
Yes.
Because that's how we speak. We speak in chunks.
Of course.
So that was actually very fun to do.
But it's one thing to translate it well and to capture the original meaning and then, reinterpret it in Spanish or your original language. But then having to do it within the context or within the frame of a song,
Yes.
and which is so well known, of course, as well. So it completely changes the character of the interpretation, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, actually, one of the most challenging things when translating a song is that, for example, in Korean, it's fairly easy to do a rhyme because you can end in ta,
Yes,
everything, because all the
exactly.
verbs go at
Right.
the end. So you can just like 부른다, 먹는다,
Or 말아요.
말아요, yo.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very easy to rhyme. But in Spanish, we put the verb after the subject, much like in English. So all the nouns that go at the end had
Right.
to rhyme. And I was like, oh, this is complicated.
So it wasn't as easy as you thought.
It wasn't as easy, but I would say it was more fun than difficult. So it was difficult, but I found myself very much enjoying to do it. And then now I translate songs that I don't have to translate.
Into
but
Spanish?
Yes. If I'm in the shower and I'm singing and I'm like, how would you translate this song into Spanish?
I'm guessing that may be in part due to the explosive response you got from the Spanish-speaking sort of community online.
Yes.
So I didn't understand any of the comments that were written in Spanish. What was the response like?
Well, my parents loved it. All the viewers also loved it. They were like, oh my God, I didn't know this song was so beautiful, because some of them also watch a lot of dramas. So they knew the song, but they didn't really understand
it,
the
yeah.
meaning. But so especially there's one friend of mine who lives here in Korea. He speaks very, very well Korean, and he's Spanish. And he said he loves it so much. And also when I sang it, he just broke up with his girlfriend.
Oh.
So he was crying, and now he just can't stop singing the Spanish version.
Oh, no. I saw the little interview. You said when you were singing it on the show, you were also thinking of an old love.
Oh, yes. That's something that I do to just, when you sing a song, you very much have to act as
Right.
well. And I think actors also remember past experiences. So rather than singing about my husband, I'm not going to break up with my husband. But
You're married?
Yes, I am.
Ah, I see. Okay. So maybe a happy song.
Yes.
Because I know that you're going to perform a song for us.
Yes, I am.
So before we continue on with our conversation, should we hear that song right now?
Yes, actually, this will be Thinking About My Husband.
What is it?
You Are My Everything.
Oh, very nice. So this is originally by Komi.
Yes.
Will you be singing it in Korean and Spanish?
No, just in Korean.
Just in Korean. So this is Lara Benito's version of You Are My Everything.
처음부터 그때였죠. 나에게 다가올 한 사람, 단 한 번의 스침에도 내 눈빛이 말을 하죠. 바람처럼 스쳐가는 인연이 아니길 바래요. 바보처럼 먼저 말하지 못했죠. 할 수가 없었죠. You are my everything. 별처럼 쏟아지는 운명에 그들 안에 순간에 내가 심장이 멈춘 듯 다가와 버려줘 You are my everything 별처럼 쏟아지는 운명에 그대라는 사람을 만나고 멈춰버린 내 가슴 속에 가는 나의 사랑 You are my everything yeah. 시작도 못했던 나의 사랑은 이제는 말할 수 있도록 누구도 가질 수 없는 기적인데 You are my everything 뜨거운 내 사랑은 그댄 걸 계절이 변해도 난 이곳에 멈춰버린 내 가슴 속에 가는 나의 사랑은 You are my everything
Wow, Lara, that was amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. I can't believe that was live. I was listening with my eyes closed for just a little bit, and it sounds like a recording.
Oh.
And do you have a little bit of Korean blood in you, or because you've got that 감성, you know, that sentimental that
Oh.
feeling? It seems.
Well, actually, funny enough, the Tiok where I was born, the place where I was born, is not Madrid. It's up in the north, and the neighborhood where I was born is the neighborhood of Korea. That's how it's known.
Really?
So my dad, jokingly, he always
Wow.
says, I am Korean, so I just came back to my original land.
Fate brought you here. And how was your dad and your mom taking it when you first said, "Oh, yes, I'm going to be moving to Korea"?
Well, they always knew that I was going to end up going far away because
okay.
I wanted to live that experience of living abroad. Obviously, my mom was crying and my dad was holding the tears, but yeah, they knew there was nothing that I could do.
But they must be so proud now. We have got a lot of messages on the board from 7764 saying, "Welcome to Life Abroad, Lara. You look beautiful."
Thank you.
Angel texting in as well. You so impressive. And 9879 saying, "How did you become so good at singing?"
Well, actually, I'm not too much trained. To be honest, I'm not a
You're
trained
not
singer.
professionally trained.
No, so like I didn't used to call myself a singer because I thought that that was disrespectful to all the people who actually do train. So I'm just a person who likes singing.
Well, I don't think the most successful singers necessarily got any professional training. It's the soul. And I remember one of the judges on the show saying, maybe you don't have the perfect technique, but you have an ability to move people when they listen to you, to touch their soul. And that, you don't learn that from professional training, right?
I'm not sure if you learn it or not. My objective is to turn music into an international language, which already is. And it was always to bring the two cultures of Spanish speakers, not necessarily just Spain, but all the Spanish speakers and Korea together.
It is amazing, your command of Korean, though. Not only when you sing it, the emotion, but also your pronunciation as well.
Thank you.
You said that you're a linguist, so obviously you have a talent for language or you have great interest in language. Is that what brought you here, and how easy was it for you to learn Korean?
Well, first I just got interested into the language and the culture through dramas. So I just got bored of reading all the subtitles, and I decided I need to learn Korean. And so through meeting a lot of gyopos who live in Spain, I decided that I wanted to learn more about the culture. So I came here for the first time just to travel with my best friend, in 2014, and we both made a promise that we would end up living here. And in 2017, I came, and then the next year she came. So we accomplished our promise.
Wait a minute, you've only been here for 3 years?
Yes, 3-4 years almost, yeah.
And your Korean is seemingly flawless.
Well, thank you. It's not, but thank you.
That is amazing. Another listener saying 7872, I'm curious if Korean songs are more emotional compared to the Spanish ones, because I was very moved when you sang in Spanish. So I guess they're asking the sort of emotional content of Korean songs compared to Spanish songs. Is there a difference?
I don't think there's much of a difference. I think there's a difference in the singers. And I think that if the singer understands the meaning of the lyrics, the listener doesn't really have to. I've had a lot of Korean people saying that even I don't understand Spanish, I was more moved by your Spanish version.
Right.
And that's why I say music is an international language, because you as a listener don't have to understand what I'm saying to understand the emotion that I'm delivering to you. So I don't think there's much of a difference between the songs themselves. I think there's more of a difference between the singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said that you were interested in dramas, and then obviously you're interested in Korean songs as well. But
Yes.
how did you master Korean in such a short amount of time then? 3 years may seem like a long time, but it really isn't, especially to master a language.
Well, actually, I started since I was in Spain. And as I said, I was just tired of reading all the subtitles. They distracted me from the hot boys. No, but really, I just had a very deep interest on the language. And I think if you were motivated enough, you can learn anything that you want. That's one of the messages that I like to put on my YouTube channel. So I just watched a lot of dramas, and I related myself with all the kyopos over there too. And I just through online resources at first. But I do believe that immersing myself in the culture,
Right.
it's the best thing that I could do to improve my language.
A lot of people would say that so having a friend or maybe a friend of the opposite sex would very much help you in mastering that language. So let's naturally turn to how you met your husband then.
Well, just a note about that. My husband does not help me on my Korean.
Oh, he doesn't.
He speaks to me in English. It's very funny because he speaks in English and I speak to him in Korean.
Interesting. Even when you fight?
We don't fight.
Okay. Bad question. All right.
But no, we seriously don't fight. But we met through friends, and we just I was with a friend, and then she told me if I wanted to hang out with her friends. And when they came, he came through the door, and it was kind of like a drama. Like
Love at first sight?
Yeah,
Wow.
super love at first sight. He came in through the door, and it was like there was no wind.
Like a halo?
Then, like, ta. I saw him and I'm like, you're mine.
Wow. And you made him yours, obviously.
Yes, I was
Wow.
very scared that any other girls would come and get him from me.
But aside from the language difference, because he speaks to you in English and you speak to him in Korean, there must be some cultural differences sometimes that make it a little bit challenging.
Rather than cultural difference, I would say it's personal differences. So I don't believe that a cultural difference can be a huge problem within a couple. I think that we all grew up in different families, and different families have
Right.
different ways of doing.
Yep.
So maybe your family goes to bed at 11, but my family
9
goes
o'clock, actually, but yes.
yeah. So you see what I mean?
Right.
It's more like clashes of bringing up
Backgrounds, upbringings, yes.
yes, rather than cultural differences. Because actually, I love more Korea and Korean culture than him. Like, give me all the kimchi,
It's
kakdugi.
because where you were born. You were born in the town of the Koreans or
Yes.
whatnot, right?
I am Korean in my blood.
Lara, last question. Any plans to maybe further your singing career?
Well, actually, I'm thinking of leaving the ballads aside a little bit. I think they're fun to sing and they're great to sing, but they're just too sad for my personality. So I want to sing something more fun and entertaining and more
Great.
upbeat. Maybe something like trot트.
Will we see it on your YouTube or maybe on a TV show too?
We will try. We will try.
All right. Well, we look forward to it and we wish you the best of luck with whatever you do. I'm sure you'll do very, very well.
Thank
and it
you
was
so
a pleasure
much.
having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we let you go, Lara, I want to ask you the question of the day to see if you know this. Remember Tapgor Rhapsody from Tapgor?
Yeah.
So do you know what the original purpose of this place was? I'll give you a couple of choices. Is it a park? Is it a school or a museum?
I believe it's a park
You think
where
it's a
all the old
park.
people get
They
in
congregate?
there.
So that's
Yes.
your answer. 6345 saying the answer is A, park. 탑골공원에 아버지와 갔던 적이 있는데 국보 2호인 원각사지 10층 석탑이 있었던 것 같아요. 그때 약간 놀랐었던 기억이 떠오르네요. You were right. Yes, it used to have the 10-floor sort of stone pagoda there as well. And 8102 saying the answer is park. I believe it's also called pagoda. It is a place where a lot of seniors hang out with their friends. So everyone got the answer correct, including
Yeah.
you, Lara. The
Yay.
answer is A. So thank you, listeners, for chiming in and joining our conversation. That brings us to the end of today's show. Our show is produced by Christina Saw with writing by Jennifer Chang, and I'm Na Seung-yeon.